Hey Thrash fans, just a reminder that Gus Pin from Sacrifice is joining the Thrashcast team on Friday, November 15th, so stay tuned for that episode.
Let's move to what's spinning and news items. Ken, do you want to kick this segment off?
Sure. So, just a little update to the whole "As I Lay Dying" debacle.
Oh God.
So Tim Lambesis has actually released a statement. So he opened his mouth and basically just stated what we already knew, that yeah, there's a lot of struggle within the band, and Phil Segroso was pretty much was one of the main guitarists who was the first to walk away from Tim. And so, and Tim is in the statement, he kind of says, like, well, Phil was like, we weren't seeing eye to eye on creativity and on the financial sides of the band. So, well, that's not surprised. So everyone's walked away from the band. He is the only sole member of As I Lay Dying, and the record's coming out on November 15th. So, through storms ahead. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of reception it gets now from critics and fans, because he's it. That's it. There's no band. And at this point, it doesn't sound like he's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be finding replacements or what, but everyone's pretty much said, no, we're done and we're not coming back. So,
you know what? I canceled my pre-order and I feel guilty. I feel guilty though, because I like the band and I like the singles that have been released. And I actually, on last week's episode, I made a mistake and said it was coming out last Friday. And I canceled it, but it's only $16 on Amazon. So I think I may still pick it up. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because Phil Segroso actually produced the album, and yeah, he's gone. That's it.
Yeah.
He's out the door. He's not coming back. So it's kind of sad. But that band's been under so much controversy since 2014, when he went to jail for trying to off his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets out and he reforms the band. They all come back, and they seem like they've ironed out their differences, but nope, it doesn't sound like it hasn't happened, and they're back to square one. One man. I just think it's funny. It's a really, really funny story when you but and the only other bit of news I had beyond this was I did read that Richie Faulkner has pretty much just come out and said that they have ideas already for a follow-up record to Invincible Shield for Priest.
Nice.
Well, that's pretty cool. All right, you guys, but I can't see anything being done right now because they're still on tour, and they're pretty much going to be touring, I'm assuming, for most of 2025. So I would think this would be a 2026. Well, if they even get into the studio to record it, I would think. But
well, they also just released that they're touring South America.
Yes.
I think this summer.
Right.
And if you look at the shield, it's got the Painkiller blade on it.
Yes.
So it's Shield of Pain tour. They're actually changing it up. So they're doing I think it's the 35 year maybe, or what was that, 89, 35 year commemorative for Painkiller. So
yeah, that's cool. That should be fun. But anyways, that's all I have for this week. I didn't really have anything spinning going on for this week.
All right, sounds good. Jim, over to you.
Yeah, just a slight little bit of news I read today, which was kind of cool. That Andreas Kisser from Sepultura talked about how apparently the band is invited. I don't know how true it is or if it's going to take place, but I think their last gig is in 2026 in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And I think that's their last touring gig. I could be wrong, but that's what I read. And they've invited Max and Igor to come back and take part. So we'll see. I mean,
Max isn't coming back, Jim.
What?
Max isn't coming back.
Yeah, I know.
It's funny. Hey, I was going to say that too until Jim mentioned it's kind of a hometown gig.
Yeah.
So if any, I don't know. I maybe he would do it for the hometown fans.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, he should.
Yeah.
out of respect to his, to the country. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I was going to say he'll never do it, but I didn't realize the last show's a hometown show, so that makes some sense.
So I don't know. It's kind of maybe pie in the sky, but I'm hopeful. I always want to think the glass is somewhat half full. So, but yeah, I mean, and that's what I thought. Like I was looking and I was like, 2026. Wow, they're really going far on this tour, but I would assume they're going everywheres on it. So, they want to say goodbye to their fan base, which is great. And I think that's fine. And, but anyways, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But what I'm spinning this week, I got a couple of things. So I picked up this week the 2 remasters. So there a week ago, I got I got the Time of the Oath. So the remastered, and I just got this. I haven't even opened it. Better Than Raw. So I got the new 2024 remasters. And you know what? I have the other remasters and the originals. So I'm starting to like pile up my Halloween collection, but it's got some great sound to it. And I streamed it before buying it, and I thought it was definitely worth they've got them on sale right now, so you can pick them up for like 17-18 bucks Canadian. So hey, you know what? And they changed a little bit of the album art a little bit, but it's kind of cool. And being a Halloween fan, the other thing I picked up the latest Unleash the Archers CD. And you know what? Phantoma. And I really like it. I waited a while. I had it on pre-order, and then it went kind of dormant, and then the price went super high. So, and then now it seems affordable again. So it's a really, really good album. I must have listened to this all weekend. Like it didn't leave my CD player. It's that good. It's kind of weird. Like some of the songs have got this really cool, like maybe a thrashy kind of depths with some harsher vocals, but then some of the songs have kind of a little bit of an 80s vibe to them, maybe even as like an 80s hard rock, kind of like, I don't know, where it's I don't want to compare them to any glam bands or anything, but there's a couple of songs on there that kind of has, with Britney Slays as the singer, you've got kind of a bit of a vixen sound to some of the songs, although the guitar work on this album is really, really good. So I really like it. And hey, it's Canadian. Nothing wrong with giving a Canadian band a shout out there. If you ever have a chance to pick it up or at least stream it, I definitely would. And then the last thing is I come across, so I dug out my cassette collection, and I've been posting all these cassettes because they're hilarious, but I found my Annihilator Neverland. I didn't have Alice in Hell, I guess, on cassette, or I haven't found it yet. Up in my attic when we moved into our house about 8 or 9 years ago, I mean, the cassettes have moved twice, and I don't think they've ever been taken out of the box, but I'm like the worst pack rat known to man. So I keep everything, and that's kind of cool. I'm going through it going, where the hell did I find that? I even have, and I should have brought it up with me, but I'm going to post it. I have a Kane Roberts solo tape.
Oh, nice.
Remember he played for Alice Cooper?
Yes. Yeah. Loved him in Alice.
He's like on the cover, all muscular with his hair. It's kind of
his machine gun.
I don't even remember. I don't know where the hell I got it from.
Actually, that album's pretty good, Jim. I have it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a pretty good album.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to. You know what? I gotta look it up on iTunes or on Apple Music. I haven't even looked at it, but the cover was like, it's like, what the hell? Where did I get this from? But I also have. It's funny because in my cassette collection, there's even a copy of Michael Jackson Thriller from the original release, where when I was a kid, I got it the same Christmas as I got Def Leppard Pyromania. So that was kind of cool.
Nice.
Jim, do you have a cassette player?
No, I don't. I physically do not have a cassette player. But like we were talking earlier, and they've been in my attic, which has extreme heat and cold. I think they're probably, I don't know if I'd want to trust it. They'll probably get eaten pretty damn quick.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. But it would be cool to try anyways. But there's all kinds, like I've got a lot of Bonsai records, like first editions and stuff. And like, the original Killing Is My Business for Megadeth. And you can see, like, as I post it, it's funny because you can see it's like 80s, and then in the 90s, there's nothing hardly because I went to CDs around 1989, 90s. So, But there's going to be more I'm going to post on there. I've came across the first 3 or 4 Death Angel right up to Act 3, the first 3 albums, and I got some Napalm Death in there and some Nuclear Assault. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the bonsai stuff is highly collectible.
Yeah.
People are after that, and it goes for like crazy money.
And I also have the one there, hearing aid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one. I looked online, and yeah, like the CD, for me to buy a CD is $304 used.
Wow.
Like, and I want to get it because I mean, there's some really cool tracks on there, you know. So, including We're Stars. So, but anyways, I'll stick with my cassette for now.
Yeah.
That's all I got, Billy.
All right, cool. One news item, slightly lengthy, but I guess I was reading a Chuck Billy interview. I guess he was doing interviews the last couple weeks. So a couple things I pulled out. So he's been talking about the new material, the new album. He's emphasized that they don't want it to sound like previous stuff, but at the same time, he's describing the songs, and it doesn't reveal a whole lot. Like he's saying very strong, very heavy, very fast. That's not too helpful. But one interesting tidbit I thought was he's saying that the songwriting has taken a different twist because new drummer Chris Dovis, he's a great songwriter. So he's been involved along with Eric Peterson from day one, writing all the songs, and despite them having a revolving door of amazing drummers, no other drummers have been involved in songwriting to this extent. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, he's also younger too. So
yeah.
I know they stated that because he's way younger and he's got a lot of energy and enthusiasm. So it sounds like it's going to be a good record.
Yeah. I mean, imagine getting the call up to play for Testament.
That's what it kind of is.
Yeah.
You're in the minors. You're coming up.
You're in the big leagues now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's hope he gets to hold the gig for a while.
Yeah.
Not due to anything on his own side, right? The Testament don't go back to one of the old guys, but anyways, he also noticed there's a number of mid-pace tracks that are emerging, so that's a little bit different, I guess. One thing that's slightly worrisome is he said it has a very modern feel. I guess that could be the flip side of the new director, or some younger songwriting, perhaps. He mentioned a new a ballad, basically, something along the lines of Return to Serenity. So I was never a big fan of that track, but anyways, we'll see what a 2024 version of that is like. Also mentioned that there's a duet on the album. Didn't say if it was a ballad, but it's with Floor Johansson of Nightwish.
Oh.
So again, that's pretty different for Testament. So we'll see what comes of that. Like previous albums were done by Andy Sneap, but he's just too occupied with touring Judas Priest. Yeah. So they actually brought in the director Jens Bogren. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but he's done like Opeth and Paradise Lost, Behemoth, In Flames, Arch Enemy.
He's a really good producer.
Yeah, so, but again, all bands with a very different sound than Testament. So I think he might be part of the new sound as well, but I don't know. We'll see. And so the expectation, they're waiting for that director he's not going to be available until January. So Chuck's saying end of Q1 next year, maybe rolling into mid Q2. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of interesting dynamics at play. So yeah, it doesn't sound like your standard Testament record.
Well, you know what though? You know what, Billy, though? Just I think it might be a good thing because the last couple records have been starting to get a little on the boring side.
Yeah. I mean, I like them, but I agree. It was getting a bit repetitive.
Kind of samey, so maybe it's a good thing, you know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to hear if there's like a duet or something with Floor Jansen. I mean,
Mhm.
Nightwish's latest album, I did not like it, but I normally do like what they put out. It's just I found it kind of like, I don't know, a score from a Disney movie. It felt like, but I think maybe, and you know what, with that producer, I think maybe the production will be a bit more modern. But I think Chuck will definitely keep his eye on the thrash ball here and hopefully bring us, maybe something a little more modern. But and I'm kind of interested to hear what Floor Jansen will bring to the album. That's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's one track.
Yeah.
Chuck described it as a beautiful song.
Uh-oh.
So again, you don't normally hear
Okay.
Testament songs described as beautiful.
Beautiful songs.
But again, who knows? So,
Chuck,
but I agree with you, Ken. Like, a change doesn't hurt, I guess.
Yeah. It's good to make a change, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Titans was a pretty good album. I liked it. But I'm just saying, like, I found like you start going back into that certain mold, and then you start, I don't know. I just noticed the last few have been kind of samey. So I'm up for a change.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes.
Mhm.
It sounds like we still got a couple months for that to come out. In terms of wood spinning, nothing brand new, but I tend to spin like new vinyl that I pick up. So finally got my hands on the only vinyl record I was missing from the Creator discography, Enemy of God.
Ooh,
oh, wicked.
We talked about, they're really cool, like 2 LP.
That's cool.
They're like beautiful, double vinyl sleeves and some extra stuff included. So Nuclear Blast did a good job. Like when these reissues, it was this and Hordes of Chaos, but you had to get it with a crazy mask, right? So it was like
the mask, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was maybe a news item for you, perhaps, Ken, a while back.
It was, it was, yes.
Yeah, I thought so. But yeah, so finally you can get those two on vinyl. So that's really cool. And I like this album. It's a good mix of the old and the new. Not quite as melodic as the newest stuff, but a little bit thrashy, a little bit more old school as well. And then
so is that a repress?
Yeah, it's a repress.
Yeah. Oh, the cover looks fantastic. Man, you know what? I think I've got all these CDs, but maybe I should switch to vinyl because man, it looks so much better.
As long as you play it, but even like something like the records are really cool too.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Right. Like, like the logos and the band pics on the records. And so, yeah, I mean, nowadays they do a good job, but yeah, I mean, as long as you play them, right? They're a lot more expensive than a CD. So
yeah.
You could get 2 CDs for the price of one these days.
Well, Darcy 6 Strings Live, he did a review of that when they came out, the both releases.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he went over both, like the original and the repressing, and he was talking about the covers, and he did a really good job on that.
Yeah. I remember, and he said the mask was like really sticky in that video.
Yeah, he wasn't a fan of the mask, no.
Okay. One thing that was cool, now that we're talking about the mask, really quick, I saw somebody that a friend of mine on Instagram, he went on this tour, he did the Creator meet and greet. So he showed up wearing that mask. And the bands loved it. He had each band member sign the mask,
cool.
and while he was wearing it too, his buddy was taking pictures of it. So it made quite the scene. And then just last item, really quick, something that's been out. Jim and I have talked about it. We've each done reviews on it, but it's been a struggle to get in Canada on vinyl. But finally got a copy. Again, special shout out to the Montreal record store, Lenoy, who I've been buying everything through. I send them an email, tell them I can't get this, and they hunt it down. And their prices are incredibly affordable.
Nice.
So yeah, I can't recommend those guys enough. Again, that's Lenoy's, and they do free shipping for over $100 orders.
Wow.
And what they do is they just keep them for me, right? Like if I only order 2 records and it's like, $70, they put them aside, and when I order the next one, they'll ship them for free.
Nice.
Good. That's a good one.
So that's cool. And I'm not being paid for this, this advertising in any way. I'm just like, I love that store. I mean, their customer service is spectacular.
I got to
Cool.
check them out.
And even this, right? Like it was sticking to the thing, but
Thanks, Billy.
they put a personal little hand note on every order. Thanks, Billy. Just again, and just all these little touches when you're a small business make a difference.
I'm sure you're
Absolutely.
one of their better customers, Billy. So I for sure I would see that. Like you're one of their better customers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it's good. I appreciate them.